The moment Catherine's mother pointed her finger at my face in front of 37 people, I made a decision that would change everything. I just didn't act on it yet. That's the part nobody talks about. The quiet moment before the explosion. The way a man can smile, nod, and pour himself another glass of lemonade, while building an entire exit strategy in his head. My name is Joseph Taylor. I'd been married to Catherine for 11 years. I was the man who fixed her parents' leaking basement, drove her sister Zoe 3 hours to the airport at 2 in the morning, and attended 14 family reunions without complaint. 14, I counted. I should have started billing them by year 10. The reunion was held at Catherine's parents' lake house in rural Tennessee, 40 minutes from civilization. Catherine had talked about it for 6 weeks. It'll be fun, Joseph. Everyone's been asking about you. Sure they have. Amber asked if you were coming. Amber was Catherine's older sister, the kind of woman who once praised me for doing well without a graduate degree. Can't wait to see her, I said. Catherine gave me the look that meant, please behave. I gave her the smile that meant, always do. The drive there was the best part. Windows down, her hand on my knee, a song we both liked. I remember thinking, we are good. I should have turned the car around and called it a vacation. Zoe met us at the dock, already 3 seltzers ahead of everyone else. She was 24, the baby of the family, and the only one I genuinely liked. Behind her came Evelyn and Richard, Amber and Hayes, Bennett and Sydney, assorted relatives, and Dylan. Dylan was 29, perpetually unemployed, and carried the confidence of a man life had never asked to lift anything heavy. Evelyn greeted me with a smile that barely qualified. You made it. Wouldn't miss it. She patted my arm. The way you test a piece of furniture you're considering replacing. Family disrespect comes in small, dismissible pieces. Individually, nothing. Collectively, everything. Saturday morning, Evelyn walked around the breakfast table filling coffee cups. Richard, Amber, Hayes, Bennett, Sydney, Dylan, Catherine. Then she went inside. I sat there with an empty cup. Hayes looked away. Sydney studied her biscuit. Catherine didn't notice. I poured my own coffee. No one mentioned it. That afternoon, Richard asked Hayes, Bennett, and even Dylan to inspect a drainage problem. I can take a look, I said. I fixed your basement. I know the property. I think Hayes has more experience with this kind of thing, Richard replied, as if I hadn't spoken. Hayes looked half apologetic and half relieved. I nodded. That was the last time I ever offered that family anything. Dinner was outside under fairy lights. Catherine was glowing among her people, and I loved seeing her happy. That matters. Zoe sat beside me as a buffer. You okay? She whispered. Outstanding. Then Dylan raised his voice. So Joseph. Catherine says the business is doing well. What is it again? Landscaping. They all knew I had built a commercial property management company with 12 employees and 43 properties. Property management, I said. Right. Like mowing lawns and stuff. Amber laughed. Catherine said nothing. I looked at her. She kept cutting her chicken. Sure, I said. Like that, her silence at that table would cost her everything she thought she had. Sunday afternoon, Amber cornered me near the storage shed. I want to be honest with you because you deserve honesty. I should have walked away. I didn't. Catherine isn't happy, she said. We can all see it. She's stressed, and we think it has a lot to do with you. There it was, the whole weekend in one sentence. She listed my offenses, long hours, work, not fitting in, disrespecting her parents. This is between me and Catherine, I said. It stopped being between you and Catherine when it started affecting this family. I thanked her for the honesty and walked away. Catherine was by the water. Amber cornered me. I know. You knew. She said she wanted to talk to you. And you didn't warn me? Or tell her not to? Catherine kept looking at the lake. She's not wrong, Joseph. You work too much. You don't try with my family. Mom feels like you don't respect her. Your mother skipped my coffee cup. She forgot. She didn't forget. Catherine finally looked at me, but there was distance in her eyes, as if she had already stepped away from the marriage and was observing it from somewhere safer. This weekend was supposed to help, she said. Maybe if you tried harder. I've been trying for 11 years. She had no answer. An hour later, I found more than 30 people on the porch, in the dangerous formation of a group that had been discussing me. Evelyn stepped forward, holding iced tea like a prop. Joseph, we need to clear the air. I looked at Catherine. She stood beside Amber, their shoulders touching. For 15 minutes, Evelyn judged me, Richard nodded, Amber supplied details, and Dylan ate a cookie. Then Evelyn pointed toward me. You have 2 choices. You can sincerely apologize to this family for how you've treated us, and we can move forward. Or maybe it's best if you leave. The porch went silent. I looked at Catherine. She looked at the floor. Apologize or leave, Evelyn repeated. I took a breath and chose the third option. I smiled. Thank you, Evelyn, for the clarity. I went inside and booked a one-way 6:45 flight from Nashville to Chicago. 3 taps I packed with the calm of a man who had made peace with what he was losing. Zoe appeared in the doorway. Joseph, what are you doing? Packing. Please, just talk to them. I'm not angry with you. Her eyes filled. You're one of the good ones, I said. You always were. She hugged me with the kind of hug that apologizes for other people. Tell Catherine, tell her yourself. She's not coming, Zoe. Zoe's face confirmed what I already knew. I'm sorry, she whispered. You didn't do anything. I carried my bag back onto the porch. Everyone went quiet. Evelyn blinked. You're leaving? You gave me 2 options. I found a third. Bennett stood. Come on, man. Don't. I appreciate it, Bennett. Then I looked at Catherine. Her face had gone white. She had expected me to fold and was now recalculating everything. Catherine. I said her name once, like a period. Then I drove away. I didn't check the rearview mirror. I already knew no one was running after me. The drive to Nashville took 43 silent minutes. Just the highway, and my thoughts finally having room to breathe. My phone rang. Catherine. Then Amber. Then Evelyn. Then Catherine again. A text appeared. Where are you going? Call me. This is not okay. Then one word. Please. I read it at a red light and heard exactly how she meant it. Not frightened. Not sorry. Inconvenienced. The pleas of someone waiting for the problem to correct itself. I placed the phone face down. I left my car in long-term parking, flew to Chicago, and went to the small suite attached to my office. Then I called my attorney. Joseph, it's Sunday evening. I know. I need to know where I stand if I want to move. A pause. Then the sound of a chair. Tell me everything. Catherine didn't know I had been preparing for 18 months, not to leave, but because I had felt a draft before finding the broken window. The company was solely in my name. I had restructured it 14 months earlier, after a tense conversation about finances. The primary assets and equity sat inside a corporate structure my attorney could protect. I had kept records of financial decisions, exclusion, dates, messages, and documents. Not vindictively, professionally. I protected what I built. Monday morning, my attorney called. You're in a strong position. If you move decisively, you control the narrative. By Tuesday, the papers were filed. Catherine was served Thursday at her mother's lake house, where she had stayed waiting for me to return and apologize. She called 11 times in 4 minutes. I sent one text. You stood on the wrong side of the room. Then I answered. What did you do? She demanded. What needed doing? You filed for divorce over a family argument. This wasn't one argument. Your family treated me with contempt for 11 years. They told me to apologize or leave, and you stood there watching. I was going to say something. You didn't. We can fix this. Come back. I'm not coming back. I said it the way I closed business deals. Calm, final, no room for renegotiation. You can't just... I already did. I heard voices behind her. Evelyn, almost certainly. This is not over, Catherine said. Yes, I told her. It is. I slept like a stone. The next morning, I was at my desk by 7. By 9, I had handled 2 clients and a contract. The world kept moving when I stopped carrying people who refused to carry themselves. Messages came from everyone. Amber had the audacity to lecture me. Bennett wrote, I didn't think it would go this far. I replied, I did. Zoe called. Catherine says you blindsided her. She had 11 years of warning signs. That's the opposite of a blindside. Then Zoe said, you didn't deserve what happened. I'm sorry I didn't speak. You're not responsible for them. I still should have said something. I considered it. Yes, I said, you should have. It was the most honest thing I ever said to one of them. The divorce moved faster than Catherine expected. She assumed time would soften me, and counseling would return us to the same arrangement with better language. That man no longer existed. My attorney was surgical. The joint house became the main battle, but 7 months later, I left mediation with my company intact, my future clear, and the lightness of a man who had stopped pretending. 14 months after the reunion, the company had added 6 properties. I promoted 2 employees, hired a director of operations, and took my first real weekend off in 4 years. I bought a downtown condo with clean lines, good light, and no emotional residue. Through Zoe, I heard Evelyn was telling people I had gone off the rails and the business was collapsing. Amber apparently monitored my LinkedIn activity as if it were a wound she kept pressing. People who mistake patience for weakness need the person who leaves to struggle. Otherwise, leaving becomes a verdict. I wasn't struggling. I was building. 18 months after the reunion, I found Hayes at a Nashville property conference. "Joseph," he said. "Hayes, you look well." "I am well." He stared into his drink. "I didn't agree with what happened that weekend. I want you to know that. You were there. I know. You didn't say anything." He looked ashamed. "I know that too." The old Joseph would have accepted the apology and helped him feel better. "I appreciate you saying it," I told him, "but an apology after the fact, when there's no cost to it, doesn't mean much." I lifted my glass. "Have a good evening," and I walked away. Choosing yourself is rarely loud. It is a man packing while his wife studies the floor, a one-way ticket in 3 taps, a phone turned face down, an attorney called instead of a wife. The revenge was a choice repeated every morning, every document presented calmly, every call sent to voicemail, every night slept without apologizing for dignity. Evelyn wanted me to beg. Catherine wanted me to return. Amber wanted me to struggle. Dylan. I still don't know what Dylan wanted, but I refused to provide it. They gave me 2 options. I took the third. And sometimes, on good mornings when the coffee is right and the city is waking outside my window, I think about what they misunderstood. They believed the third option was leaving. It wasn't. The third option was not looking back. 14 reunions, 11 years of pouring my own coffee, 11 years of being the man the room decided not to see. They spent years making me invisible. The day I walked out, I made them disappear.